we know what types of books we might like to read? Yes. Okay. Okay, so we might be able to ask a friend, read the cover, good. Okay, see the title or the picture, good. And how, if we've never read before, or we just don't know what type of book we like, whether we like drama or romance or suspense novels, how can we know what type of books we might like to read? Okay, we can watch movies. Maybe the type of movies we like the same books, good. Okay, so we might like talk to somebody else, good. All right, well, another way that you can kind of get to know some books or know whether the book is right for you is you can listen to a book talk, which is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to talk about a few books that are my favorites and share with you, and maybe you will be interested in reading them as well. The books, there's 3 of these books. The first one is going to be Taken by Edward Bloor, then Found by Margaret Peterson Haddix, and the final one is Unwind by Neil Shusterman. The first one, Taken, this is one of my favorite books because at the end there's a surprise ending. You read through the whole book and then all of a sudden there's a little twist at the end that is totally unexpected, and I love that. It's one of my favorite kind of books to read when I can't guess the ending. This takes place in the year 2035, so it's kind of in the future, and it takes place in South Florida, right in our own neighborhood, in West Palm Beach area. So we kind of can be familiar with the setting because we live here. This book is about a girl who, she does a research project because kidnapping is a big crime in 2035, especially for rich kids. They're kidnapped, and then the only rule is that the parents have 24 hours to pay the fine or whatever they asked for, and then the child is released. Well, the Charity Myers is the character in the story, and she is kidnapped on New Year's Day. Her dad is a dermatologist, very wealthy, and she has a stepmom who is kind of an obnoxious vid screen personality, which is similar to a news personality, but of course this takes place in the future. So Charity's kidnapped, and then she's playing by the rules and everything and waiting for her father to make the drop of money wherever the kidnappers tell him to do it, and something goes wrong. So Charity has to take the matters into her own hands, and will she make it out alive, or will she be taken by the kidnappers and lost forever? You have to read the book to find out. Okay, the next book we're going to talk about is Found by Margaret Peterson Haddix. This is a review from the School Library Journal. I'm going to read that, and then we're going to talk about, then we'll watch the video for this one. A plane arrives at an airline gate unnoticed by radar and most personnel. There are no flight attendants, no pilots, in fact no adults at all, but there are 36 passengers. Each seat is inhabited by an infant. 13 years later in Ohio, teenage adoptees Jonah and his friend Chip begin receiving messages declaring that they are among the missing and that someone is coming to find them. Frightened yet intrigued, the boys begin a search for their real identities with the help of Jonah's younger sister. Their search leads to them to discover that strange cruelty and leads them into a danger greater than they have imagined possible. So what do you think? Is that something that you might find interesting? Yeah. Okay, good. The last book, this is my absolute favorite book. I've told many students about it, but I wanted to share it with you today. It's called Unwind by Neil Shusterman. And Unwind is this is a book that I never thought I would like, because I don't really like the science fiction. I really don't like gory books that are like have a lot of weird things in them. Well, you'll see an example because I'm going to read from it. It tells the story of 3 kids from very different backgrounds who try to escape the same fate of unwinding. There's a juvenile delinquent, orphans with no useful talents, or children given by parents as an offering are taken apart piece by piece, having every part of their body harvested to be donated to another person. So technically, as the government sees it, they do not really die. Here's a passage, this is a passage describing a harvest. No one knows how it happens. No one knows how it's done. The harvesting of unwinds is a secret medical ritual that stays within the walls of each harvesting clinic in the nation. In this way, it is not unlike death itself, for no one knows what mysteries lie beyond those secret doors either. What does it take to unwind the unwanted? It takes 12 surgeons in teams of 2, rotating in and out as their medical specialty is needed. It takes 9 surgical assistants and 4 nurses. It takes 3 hours. He is 15 minutes in. The medical staff that buzz around him wear scrubs that are the color of a happy face. His arms and legs have been secured to the operating table with bonds that are strong but padded so he won't hurt himself if he struggles. A nurse blots sweat from his forehead. Relax, I'm here to help you through this. He feels a sharp pinprick in the right side of his neck and then in his left side. What's that? That, says the nurse, is the only pain you'll be feeling today. This is it then, he says. You're putting me under? Although he can't see her mouth beneath her surgical mask, he can see the smile in her eyes. Not at all, she says. By law, we're required to keep you conscious through the entire procedure. The nurse takes his hand. You have a right to know everything that's happening to you every step of the way. What if I don't want to? You will, says one of the surgical assistants, wiping his legs down with brown surgical scrubs. Everybody does. We've just inserted catheters into your carotid artery and jugular veins, says the nurse. Right now, your blood is being replaced with a synthetic oxygen-rich solution. We send the real stuff straight to the blood bank, says the assistant at his feet. Not a bit gets wasted. You can bet you'll be saving lives. The oxygen solution also contains an anesthetic that deadens pain receptors. The nurse pats his hand. You'll be fully conscious, but you won't feel a thing. Already, he feels his limbs starting to go numb. He swallows hard. I hate this. I hate you. I hate all of you. I understand. 28 minutes in. The first set of surgeons has arrived. Don't mind them, says the nurse. Talk to me. What do we talk about? Anything you want. Someone drops an instrument, it clatters on the table and falls to the floor. He flinches. The nurse holds his hand tighter. You may feel a tugging sensation near your ankles, says one of the surgeons at the foot of the table. It's nothing to worry about. All right, so what do you think about that one?
That's creepy. I don't like it.
That was cool.
But I want to read it anyways.
Some of you say it's creepy, some of you say it's cool. In what genre can we classify these books, or what category of novels do you think they are? What type?
Suspense.
Suspense novels. Why? What makes them suspense? What makes them suspense?
There's a lot of mystery in those books, from what I've heard.
Yeah, there's a lot of mystery, things that make you want to keep turning the pages. I heard somebody else say cliffhanger. Good. Those are some of the elements of suspense, the things that want you to keep reading. What do you think makes people want to read books like this? Suspense books. Why would you want to read them?
To find out what happened.
To find out what happened. Good. Good. To find out what's going to happen next.
Curiosity.
It's curiosity. Good. All right. Good. Well, it was a pleasure being here today. Thank you for your help.